Status of NDP3 National Roads Project. Financing of planned NDP3 projects. 2.21. Right Honorable Speaker, at the start of the NDP period, in 2020-2021, 3,531 kilometers of new roads were selected for upgrading, 32 kilometers of existing roads for capacity improvement within the Greater Kampala metropolitan area, and construction of 6 strategic bridges. These projects were estimated to cost about 15 trillion. This excluded the projects under implementation at the time, which would cross over to NDP3, which crossed over from NDP2, and were to be completed in the NDP3 period. Right Honorable Speaker, as you are aware, the COVID-19 pandemic was a major setback to the economy and it affected the revenues available to government for investment in the infrastructure. As a result, the allocations of the domestically funded budget for the development of national roads dropped from 1.7 trillion in 2020-2021 to Uganda shillings 957 billion this financial year, 2023-2024. This reduction in the funds available reduced the physical progress that could be achieved in the period. The reduction in the domestic funds available for development projects also affects the implementation of externally funded projects, as domestic funds are required for counterpart funding and land acquisition. Honorable members, the government had planned to upgrade roads to support tourism development, because tourism is a cash cow, and ease congestion in the Greater Kampala metropolitan area during NDP3. However, this reduction in the resources also delayed the implementation of the key interventions, and they must therefore be prioritized in the NDP4. (2.2.2) Performance on the national roads. Right Honorable Speaker, despite the setbacks and the significant reduction in funding, government was able to register some success in the delivery of the plan. By June 2023, the status of implementation of the NDP3 program was as follows. (753 kilometers of national roads had been upgraded to paved standard, bringing the total paved stock to 6,133 kilometers countrywide. This was against the targeted 1,500 kilometers in the same period because, again, of the COVID issue. In addition to the national roads, Unra also upgraded 196 kilometers of town roads within various towns and municipalities across the country, and 464 kilometers of road rehabilitation and reconstruction were completed in the same period. The details of the completed rehabilitation and upgrade projects is attached as Annex 1. The annex is a very big annex. It has Annex 1 up to Annex 8. I would request members of Parliament at your own time to refer to the annexes. Due to these interventions, as of June 2023, 59% of the national paved network was in good condition, while 35% was in fair condition. During the NDP3 period, large percentages of the network which was in good condition has deteriorated to fair condition. This has created a significant maintenance backlog that shall necessitate increased focus on maintenance of the paved road network in NDP4 period, as opposed to coming up with new projects in order to protect the existing assets. Right Honorable Speaker and members, the construction of bridges and provision of ferry crossings was also catered for during the NDP3 period. 26 bridges were constructed by Uganda National Roads Authority in the period from 2020 to 2021 to 2022-2023, and the following ferries were also commissioned during the period. Bisina Ferry, which applies between Kumi and Katakwi on Lake Bisina. This was commissioned 2020-2021. MV Triple B, this is Bubembe Bunyama Ugala, not Mugala, Bugala on Lake Victoria in 2021-2022. MV Pamba, Kiyindi to Buvuma. This was done together with the Minister of Agriculture under the oil palm project. Right Honorable Speaker, the analysis showed that the available MTEF is insufficient for the completion of the ongoing commitments under the development of national roads. Allocation of extra resources to the program in NDP4 period is required if we are to achieve the objectives of preserving the road assets and increasing the stock and quality of the productive infrastructure as required. 2.2.3. Right Honorable Speaker, my ministry is currently implementing 26 national road development projects covering 1,249 kilometers and 11 road rehabilitation projects spanning 952 kilometers. In addition, construction of 27 bridges and 10 ferry improvement projects across the national roads and national roads network in different regions of the country is also ongoing. I've provided a list of the ongoing projects included in Annex 2 to this document. Again, I implore our members of Parliament to go to look at that at your own time because it has all the details. 2.2.4, Right Honorable Speaker, these are projects under preparation. Right Honorable Speaker, in addition to the projects under implementation, we have several projects which are under preparation. These include 7 road upgrading projects with signed commercial contracts where the contractors are in the process of confirming the financing. These are projects which are structured under the contractor facilitated financing, CCF, and the commencement of civil works is dependent on the finalization of the financing agreements between the contractors and Ministry of Finance. The details of this are in Annex 3 to the document. 2, 14 civil works contracts are under procurement and with the process expected to be completed financially in the financial year 2023-2024. These details are also in the Annex 4 to this document. 7 road projects are to be executed utilizing external financing. The government is currently undertaking the necessary legal processes to have the financing approved and signed by both parties. Right Honorable Speaker, the list of NDP projects and their status is attached on Annex 5. Challenges faced in the implementation of the road program projects. Right Honorable Speaker and members, the implementation of the program has encountered several challenges. 1, reduced allocation of funds to the development of roads, which has led to limiting commencement of new projects during the period. The inadequate releases have also led to the government of Uganda incurring debts to the contractors during the NDP3 period. Unra currently faces a debt of, this was some time back, but as I speak now, the debt is 1,044,100 and something thousand. It's bigger than what you see here. And that debt attracts 350 million of interest every day. Rising out of the cost of construction, especially after COVID, has led to the increase in key road construction and maintenance inputs such as bitumen, steel, timber, and fuel, thus increasing the cost of operations. Number 4, procurement delays occasioned on the program by external stakeholders, disruptive bidders. If bids are invited, whoever is not satisfied will stop the process because the law provides that. We have what we call whistleblowers. You cannot even know who the whistleblower is because he's not supposed to reveal himself. The process must stop until the whistleblower is satisfied. Number 5, the COVID-19 pandemic greatly affected UNRWA's ability to achieve the set targets. Several activities, mainly road construction, were affected by the lockdown and or partial lockdown. Activities like land acquisition were halted, while projects continued to be implemented under very strict standing operating procedures. This affected working hours and supplies of the project inputs. Status of district, urban, and community access roads, DUCA. And I think this is an area of interest to many of the MPs here. Right Honorable Speaker, at the beginning of NDP3, in financial year 2020-2021, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development approved 4 projects under DUCA, and these included Project 1558, which is Rural Bridges Infrastructure, 1564, Community Roads Improvement Project, 1703, Rehabilitation of District Roads, and 1705, Rehabilitation and Upgrading of Urban Roads. Status of the project. Under Project 1558, which are Rural Bridges Infrastructure, that's the first one I'm addressing at 4.2.1. Right Honorable Speaker, this project focuses on improving connectivity in rural areas by constructing bridges and improving swamp crossings. The project also focuses on constructing cable-stayed footbridges and metallic ladders in the mountainous area. The project was formulated in 2019-20 for a period of 5 years with the following targets. We are targeted 15 bridges to be constructed, 17.5 kilometers of swamp crossing to be constructed, 30 alternative bridge mechanisms constructed, which would include archer bridge, footbridges, and metallic ladders, and 25 new bridges designed. The above outputs were estimated to cost 300 billion over a period of 5 years. To date, just a total of 99.6 billion has been received. And out of that, this is what has been achieved. 7 bridges have been constructed, 2 bridges are under construction, and 2 other bridges have been procured. 1 swamp crossing of 1 kilometer has been constructed, 8 swamp crossings are under construction, and 1 swamp crossing is designed for construction. 18 cable bridges, footbridges, have been constructed, and 1 cable bridge is under construction. 2 metallic ladders constructed in the areas of in the Elgon areas, and another metallic ladder is under construction. The details of these bridges and swamp crossings and cable footbridges and metallic ladders are contained in Annex 6 to the document. 4.2.2 Project 1564, Community Roads Improvement Project. This project was developed to rehabilitate community roads across the country. The goal was to improve the standard of living of the rural community by improving their connectivity, accessibility to markets, and social and administrative services. Improved access inevitably leads to better farm gate prices and increased production, reduced travel time and transport costs, and improved access to social and administrative services. This project is also in line with the PDM as Pillar 2. The project was formulated in financial year 2021 for a period of 5 years with a target of